Lonzo Ball may have been the perfect offseason addition for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he still has not even consistently found his jumper yet. The pace he plays with has completely changed how this offense goes up the court in attack mode. His vision has been on full display, and even without Garland and Max Strus, and also DeAndre Hunter for 2 games, this offense, outside of a bad shooting night in New York, has not skipped a beat. Over the offseason, you knew there was not going to be a ton of news to talk about with this Cavs team, but still, I think that Koby Altman made the most of what he could. Obviously, it sucked losing Isaac Okoro. He was a good personality to have around, but it had to happen. He just was not an efficient scorer. He could not make shots when it mattered most, especially for a player like Lonzo. It turns out keeping Sam Merrill over Ty Jerome was the right move. We've got a lot to talk about in this video and a lot to break down from the last 2 W's. But before I get into everything, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 60,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so the Cleveland Cavaliers just played their home opener. I hate how it always happens a week into the season. Sunday night is just the worst for it. I was there, and there really was not a ton of energy overall. There was some, but for the most part, it was kind of dead in the stadium outside of like the intros and stuff. But nonetheless, I still saw a lot of good things from the team, and also some things I did not like in the 118-113 win over the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, the one bad over the last 2 games is how this team has played in the second half. In the Bucks game, they were up by nearly 16. It might have actually been 16 at one point, and they let the Bucks come all the way back to the point where they had Gary Trent wide open for a 3 to potentially take the lead, and the Nets had no business getting back in their game either. One thing I will say is that scoring in general is just way up across the NBA. We are seeing some of the most ridiculous performances ever. 5 years ago, the things these players are doing would be on SportsCenter every single day, and now it's just normal. We got Cam Thomas dropping 35 a night, and Austin Reeves 50 bomb, and Aaron Gordon 50 bomb. It's absolutely insane, and playing good team defense is only becoming harder and harder, but I will say the Cavs have done it. I know we are only 3 games in, so take this for what it's worth, but the Cavs are one of 8 teams to not allow 125 points in a game yet. And it's more impressive factoring in that they have played the Knicks, the Bucks, and a Nets team with a very fiery offense, and also that they have not had Strus and Hunter, 2 guys that are very underrated defenders and guys that are high effort players. And I completely understand that defense no longer wins championships in the current NBA. The times have changed, but it still definitely helps. Good defense may not anchor a championship team, but you certainly aren't going to win one without a good defense. If the Cavs can get in a good flow by mid-season, I really think this is a team that has a chance to have both a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. Obviously, if you're playing fast and with pace on the offensive side of the ball, that is probably going to drop your defensive ranking and defensive efficiency. But beyond the stats, I'm looking to see good closeouts, rim protection, forcing guards to drive on their weak side. That's the stuff I'm looking for that doesn't show up on box scores. And so far, we are seeing it, and it all stems from Evan Mobley. He so far looks like he's headed toward another breakout season. I know he still has not had that offensive explosion and 30-point game, but he's doing different things that we have just not seen him do before. He's actually looking to score, and he's not shutting off after missing 2 shots in a row. He's running down the court in transition and pulling up for 3. He's trying to create turnaround jumpers for himself, and we have to remember that right now it's tougher for both him and Allen to get off good quality shots because they basically have to do it for themselves because Strus and Garland are out, and those are the 2 guys that consistently look to get them the ball inside, especially with lobs. But one guy that I think is going to be added to that bunch is Lonzo Ball. Once he figures out the chemistry with the guys inside, then watch out, because I have not seen a passer like him with my own eyes in a wine and gold uniform in a long time. This play right here was one of my favorites of the entire game against Milwaukee. This is every coach's dream in terms of ball movement. Dean Wade starts up top with the ball. He fakes the shot and gets Giannis to bite. It's not often that you were going to see Dean Wade blow by Giannis Antetokounmpo, but on this play, that is what we saw, and it created the rest of the sequence. He passes to the corner to Tyson. Tyson swings it over to Lonzo Ball. He could have shot this, but with the defense trying to close, he made the better decision and swung it over to Sam Merrill, a guy who was red hot from beyond the arc in this game, and he, of course, made the 3. This was very similar to the type of ball movement we saw last regular season, and I think we are going to see more of it in 2025 and 26. But I want to see it in the playoffs, and I think I'm going to keep going back to saying that a lot this season. Now here we get to see Lonzo running the offense up top. This is a simple play, but that's what Lonzo does. He doesn't overthink it. He just creates opportunities for others, and that's really the end of the story. He's got Gary Trent on him, and Jarrett Allen sets the screen, and since the Bucks stay back and don't switch, Lonzo gets a step on Trent, which forces Giannis to stay home. I truly don't think people respect Larry Nance's three-point ability as much as they should. He has completely reinvented his game to make himself a guy that can stay in this league for many years, and he knocks down the open one in the corner. You know what I also love about Lonzo? This is something that nobody will ever talk about, but it's his inbound passing. He always finds the open guy or gets it to a guy that is ready to make a play, and then in late game situations, he does not panic or freeze up. As soon as somebody gets open, he finds them. That's literally what cost the Cavs game 2 against the Pacers. I forgot who was inbounding, but the ball was basically passed right into the hands of a Pacers player. They scored, and the Cavs watched a 7-point lead melt away in just 45 seconds. It was mathematically impossible to blow that lead and blow that game without turning the ball over, but that is exactly what they did. So again, Lonzo just provides so much to this team in many areas outside of scoring, and yesterday he had his 3-ball going. There was one play where in transition he just chucked one up unexpectedly when the game started getting close. It caught the entire stadium off guard, and he made it, and if he can start making shots on top of everything else, man, it might be over for the rest of the league, because this is a lot different than the Jerome offensive explosion in last year's regular season. If he's healthy, he provides elite play in many different aspects that this team actually needs. The Cavs did not need Jerome scoring. It was just an added bonus. I'm not complaining. He was a great player, but that's just the reality. Looking at the box score of yesterday's game, Evan Mobley played 34 minutes. He had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and then 3 steals and 2 blocks defensively. All around, just a great game, even though he wasn't efficient from the field. He was plus 16 in terms of plus minus. That really says everything that you need to know. He did shoot 5 of 13, but he was a perfect 12 of 12 from the line, and that is just huge, because for some reason, this team cannot make free throws. It is so frustrating. The Cavs really should have won by 15, but they struggle from the line so much. Even guys like Donovan Mitchell, it's weird. Lonzo Ball, he played 23 minutes, had 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. So, I mean, he was only 4 rebounds, 5 assists away from a triple-double, and he's not playing a ton of minutes. He's probably going to be around 20 to 25 every single game this season, because the Cavs definitely don't want to put him at risk with all the injuries in the past and stuff like that. DeAndre Hunter, he played 27 minutes and had 16 points. He was 6 of 13 from the field, 3 of 5 from the free throw line. You want to see him at least 4 or 5. That's not a good percentage. He did have 2 assists, and he was positive in terms of plus minus. Sam Merrill, he played 30 minutes, had 17 big points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. He was plus 17 in terms of plus minus. He was 5'11 from the field, 4'9 from behind the line. And then Donovan Mitchell, he played 33 minutes. He has just been elite in terms of scoring this season, like he always is. Donovan had 24 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal, and he was plus 2 in terms of plus minus. And then to round out the starting lineup, Jarrett Allen, he played 26 minutes, had 8 and 11, and I loved how Kenny Atkinson kind of rotated him in and out this game. He didn't play him the last 5 minutes. I like that. I don't think he's a closer at all, and I heard Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show talk about this, but he just doesn't really fit the mold of current NBA centers, and I kind of agree. He's a good player, he's a nice guy, but at the end of the day, he doesn't provide any spacing, and when he's playing soft, man, you can't have him out there. The bench really didn't do too much in this game. Larry Nance had 5 points and shot 66% from the field, so I guess he was pretty solid. Craig Porter Jr., I loved his defense. He had 3 steals. He was reading passing lanes, so I guess he was a solid contributor. He also had 5 points and 3 rebounds. And then Dean Wade, he had 4 points, and Tyson had 5. He had a big pull-up 3 in somebody's face. When he shot it, I was like, no. Same with everyone around me, but he somehow made it, so I got to give Tyson the chance. I think I'm too hard on him, and he's just a young player that's growing and getting better. He's a hustle guy. I think he can improve, especially with the guys around him. So yeah, the Cavs get the 118-113 win. It's always good to get a win against the Bucks. For some reason, they have played really well against them. It must just be like a matchup thing. I don't even remember the last time Giannis has beaten the Cavs twice in a row. It's been a while. That's really all I got for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this win. If there was any specific player that you thought made a big impact that I didn't really talk about enough. Also, let me know what you would like to see next. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. And until then, I will see you all later.